The 144,000 mentioned in the book of Revelation are a group of individuals described as being sealed by God at the end of time. According to the text, 12,000 people from each of the 12 tribes of Israel are sealed, making a total of 144,000. In spiritual and theological interpretations, the 144,000 are often seen as a group chosen for a special purpose in the context of God's divine plan. They represent people totally dedicated to God. They are usually seen as protected from the plagues and tribulations that will occur in the last days. Different religious traditions and scholars have varying interpretations of who these 144,000 are. Some see them literally as descendants of Israel, while others see them symbolically, representing a larger group of God's faithful servants in all nations and times. In many eschatological visions, the 144,000 exemplify the utmost faithfulness and commitment to spiritual principles during difficult times. The symbolism surrounding the 144,000 in Revelation often extends to their role as bearers of witness and truth in tumultuous times. This group is described as having a unique relationship with God, suggesting a close spiritual connection with Him. Their sealing, mentioned in Revelation 7-3, where an angel ascends with the seal of the living God, is significant. This sealing is interpreted by many as divine protection against spiritual and physical harm during the end times. It also symbolizes God's ownership and protection over those who are faithful to Him. Regardless of the view, these 144,000 are seen as servants of God, chosen for their purity and devotion. They have an important role, with a special mission that shows their importance in the heavenly hierarchy and in God's plan during the difficult times described in the Scriptures. These 144,000 were born as ordinary people and are undergoing an awakening to begin their mission on earth. Their memories have been programmed to be released at the right time. Soon, they will show their true identities, as if they were here just for this mission. Some spiritual scholars say that they won't remember their past lives. Others believe that there will be a great struggle between the forces of darkness and light, which will continue as long as there is life on earth. You may have heard about the end times, or the end of the world as we know it, and maybe even the apocalypse. But what will really happen is not the end, but the ascension of humanity to a higher state of consciousness. This change is already taking place, and many people are awakening to discover who they are and what their mission is. The 144,000 will lead this ascension, with their extraordinary abilities and advanced knowledge, preparing for the next level of human consciousness. We're not talking about physical wars with bombs or guns, but a constant battle between darkness and light that will always exist as long as there are humans. Darkness represents the evil and negativity within us, hence the expression, "save the world." They will have the ability to send out an energy that can save the world from the forces of evil. As superheroes, they are here to help humanity overcome the shadows around them. They will be able to heal people in various ways, taking care of them mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, thanks to their strong energy. This period doesn't mean the end of times, but it does indicate that somehow humanity will reorganize itself and move towards a new golden age. This is where the 144,000 come in. These incredible individuals will be the healers of the world once they are fully awakened. The extraordinary change has already begun, and curiously, it is when things seem to be getting worse that the 144,000 will be called upon to heal, inspire, and liberate those who are lost in the darkness, fighting against those who try to keep humanity asleep. So, do you think you might be one of the 144,000? Let's explore 10 signs that might indicate this. 1. You've always identified with superheroes and heroic characters, even now as an adult. Since childhood, many have been fascinated by these characters, drawn to their epic journeys and the courage with which they face adversity to bring justice and good to the world. For the chosen ones, this admiration is not just a passing phase, but a lasting reflection of who they are and the role they feel they must play. This continuous identification with heroic figures suggests a deep connection with the values of justice, courage, and protecting others. The chosen ones see in these heroes the ideal of conduct that they themselves aspire to follow. They have a strong sense of duty and an instinctive understanding that they are here to make a difference, to protect and to guide others through turbulent times. Moreover, like superheroes, the chosen ones often feel as if they have been called to a greater mission, often feeling the weight of responsibility that this entails. Identification comes not only from the abilities or powers that superheroes possess, but also from their unwavering commitment to their causes and ability to make personal sacrifices for the greater good. This emotional and spiritual connection with heroic characters also reveals an inherent desire on the part of the chosen ones to transcend ordinary human limitations. They are driven by the desire to help humanity reach a new state of consciousness and being, much like the heroes who seek to save the world, not only in physical battles, but by raising vibrations in the collective spirit. 2. You feel that you have been made for something greater, even if you can't define exactly what it is. For many of the chosen ones, this realization begins early in life. They often feel as if they don't quite fit into conventional molds or social expectations. There is an inner restlessness, a longing that is not quenched by everyday activities and achievements. This doesn't mean that they are constantly dissatisfied, but that there is an inner drive for something deeper, something that has yet to be discovered or realized. This sense of destiny can manifest itself in various ways. Some may feel drawn to humanitarian causes. Others may seek knowledge and wisdom in ancient philosophies and spiritualities. It is not uncommon for these people to become involved in professions or activities that involve helping others, healing, teaching, or in some way contributing to collective well-being. Internally, this sense of being destined for something greater is accompanied by an intense spiritual connection. The chosen ones often have a strong perception of being guided by a higher force, feeling like instruments of a divine purpose. This can lead to a life of spiritual searching, in which personal development and the expansion of consciousness are priorities. This feeling is also a source of strength and motivation. Despite the adversities and challenges that inevitably arise, belief in a higher purpose provides a reserve of hope and resilience. It's as if, deep down, these individuals know that each experience is a part of the path they are destined to travel. Each lesson a preparation for that greater role that is yet to be revealed. 3. You have a strong drive for social or environmental change. These individuals feel an almost sacred responsibility to act as catalysts for positive transformation, whether in society or the environment. They are often driven by an urgency that transcends simple concern. It is a vocation they feel in their souls. For the chosen ones, contributing to significant change is not a hobby or a passing interest. They are often seen leading or actively participating in movements aimed at resolving social injustices, protecting the environment, and promoting sustainable policies. This drive often defines their careers and hobbies, choosing professions and hobbies that allow them to have a direct impact in these areas. This commitment is also reflected in the way they live their daily lives. They are likely to make conscious personal choices that reflect their values of justice and sustainability, from food to responsible consumption. Their presence in any context is often accompanied by a calming and inspiring influence, encouraging others to reflect on their own choices and the impact they can have on the world. 4. Spiritual concepts, higher knowledge and wisdom seem natural to you. For those chosen among the 144,000, an instinctive understanding of spiritual concepts, higher knowledge and wisdom, is not something they need to search hard for. It's almost as if it's already installed within them. From an early age, these individuals can show an unusual depth of thought and an insatiable curiosity about existential questions, the cosmos, and the spiritual laws that govern the universe. This natural ability to understand and connect with concepts that many find abstract or complex is one of the hallmarks of the chosen ones. They are often the ones who find comfort and clarity in spiritual philosophies and teachings, absorbing and integrating this information in a way that seems to transcend conventional learning. For them, discussing the nature of the soul, the purpose of life, or the interconnectedness of all things is not just intellectually stimulating. It is an essential part of who they are. This ease with spirituality also makes them natural guides for others. They are able to explain esoteric concepts in ways that are accessible and relevant to the people around them. Their knowledge is not kept to themselves. It is shared freely as part of their commitment to helping others grow and evolve. What's more, this intuitive wisdom allows the chosen ones to live in a way that is aligned with high spiritual principles. They don't just talk about integrity, compassion, and unity. They demonstrate these values through their daily actions, positively influencing those with whom they interact. The wisdom they possess is therefore not only theoretical, but deeply practical, shaping their way of interacting with the world and fostering a reality that reflects the highest spiritual ideals. 5. You feel unconditional love for all people, but at the same time you hate them for what they currently represent. Among those chosen from the 144,000, there is a distinctive emotional duality. They feel unconditional love for all people, but at the same time, they can feel frustrated or disillusioned with the current manifestations of humanity. This complex feeling arises from a deep spiritual connection and a clear vision of human potential, contrasted with the often painful realities of contemporary human behavior. The unconditional love that the chosen ones feel is rooted in an understanding that each person is an expression of the divine, carrying a spiritual spark that deserves respect and compassion. They see beyond external appearances and immediate actions, recognizing the pure essence that each person carries within them. This love is patient and forgiving, extending even to those who act in ways that are harmful to themselves or others. However, this broad vision also brings with it an acute sense of humanity's flaws and shadows. The chosen ones can feel deeply disturbed by the injustices, cruelty, and selfishness they observe in the world. They are sensitive to the contradictions of the human condition, where great capacities for good often coexist with an equally great propensity for evil. This perception can generate a feeling of repulsion or disgust for behaviors that they consider antithetical to true human potentials. This combination of unconditional love with an aversion to what many currently represent is a dynamic that drives many of the chosen ones to become actively involved in healing, teaching, and transformation work. They are driven by a mission to help raise human consciousness, so that more people can live in accordance with their true spiritual nature. This impulse doesn't come from a place of judgment, but from a burning desire to see humanity reach its highest potential. In this context, the chosen ones live in a delicate balance, nurturing hope and love, while confronting and challenging the manifestations of negativity and darkness. It's a challenging, but also deeply enriching journey, marked by the belief that every act of kindness and every word of truth contributes to the global transformation needed to realize full human potential. 6. You may be experiencing panic attacks and anxiety. The experience of panic attacks and anxiety can be common among those chosen from the 144,000, particularly due to their deep sensitivity and keen perception of the world around them. These individuals often have a heightened ability to sense the energies, emotions, and tensions present in the environment, which can be overwhelming and sometimes lead to emotional and psychological overload. Chosen ones, due to their intense connection with the spiritual and energetic dimensions, can feel particularly vulnerable to the dissonance and chaos of the material world. This sensitivity, while a source of great compassion and empathy, can also leave them exposed to a wide range of negative stimuli, which many people manage to ignore or block out. When the weight of global injustices, environmental crises, and human struggles becomes too intense, it can result in anxiety and even panic attacks. In addition, the internal struggle between your idealistic vision of what the world could be and the reality of what it actually is can create a constant internal conflict. This conflict not only fuels anxiety, but can also lead to moments of deep hopelessness and emotional isolation, where panic attacks manifest as a physical and mental response to the accumulated stress. However, these experiences, although challenging, are also opportunities for those chosen to deepen their self-knowledge and healing abilities. Many use their own struggles as pathways to discover more effective coping techniques, such as meditation, mindfulness practices, breathing exercises, and other emotional and spiritual self-management strategies. These tools not only help mitigate the symptoms of anxiety and panic, but also strengthen their ability to serve others more effectively. 7. You are able to see the points that connect opposing dualities, such as science and spirituality, good and evil, technology and nature. Those chosen from the 144,000 have a remarkable ability to see the connections between opposing dualities, such as science and spirituality, good and evil, technology, and nature. This ability to perceive the interdependence and interrelationship between concepts that often seem contradictory is fundamental to their mission of bringing deeper harmony and understanding to the world. These individuals understand that, at the deepest level, such dualities are expressions of a single truth or reality, which can be seen from different perspectives. They have the ability to transcend the traditional boundaries of thought, integrating knowledge and practices in ways that enrich both spiritual and scientific understanding. For example, while many may see science and spirituality as opposing or incompatible fields, the chosen ones recognize that both seek to answer the big questions of life and the universe, just by different means. They can integrate spiritual principles with scientific discoveries, proposing a worldview that honors and utilizes both domains for human and spiritual advancement. Similarly, the relationship between good and evil is often seen in terms of black and white, but the chosen ones can perceive the nuances and the full spectrum between these extremes. They understand that every action, every event, has multiple causes and multiple effects, and that true transformation occurs when we approach issues with an understanding of human complexity and the conditions that shape behavior and beliefs. In addition to these signs, in summary, we can remember that you love life in all its forms, and the damage done to it makes you deeply sad. You don't tolerate injustice, and you always try to brighten other people's days by being a beacon of inspiration. So, my friends, if you found resonance with some of the characteristics I've mentioned, consider that, regardless of how you interpret them, you may be one of the chosen ones among the 144,000. As I mentioned, these people are predestined from birth for a special mission. So perhaps you are one of the chosen ones, just waiting for the right moment to awaken. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Thank you all, and see you at our next meeting.